this time, I'd like to invite some very important people that are here this morning to celebrate. I'd like to begin with the board president, Socorro Lopez Hansen, Dr. Gary Davis, vice president of the board, Dr. Steve Hall, clerk of the board, Mr. John Alamillo, member, and Mr. Wayne Edmonds, member. And throughout the morning, I will be introducing some other people, folks from the community. But first, I just want to say a few words, and I'll say some more later on. This day could not have happened without you folks out there, the community members, and everyone, parents, and just everyone coming together in terms of making this day a reality. I would like to introduce a few members of our community and dignitaries at this time, and I will introduce others later. So, and if I leave someone's name off the list, you must have either not RSVP'd or you snuck in late, so please forgive me. First of all, I'd like to recognize Kevin Kildee, Mayor of City of Camarillo. And Kevin, why don't you come up and go ahead if you want to make an announcement this time, please do so.
Thank you for being here. I know there's many of us that were not sure that this day was going to happen, but I want to thank all of the people here today that had a little part in making this, and it takes an awful lot of people for something like this happen. I believe the last high school constructed in Camarillo, I believe, was 1958. So was it 56? That was the year I was born. I should know that, shouldn't I, Mayor? But it's wonderful. This will be a wonderful addition to our city here. I know there's a lot of younger families that are really looking forward to having their kids here. And personally, I'd like to thank the board for your perseverance, your vision, and the past board as well too, and all the teachers in our city and in this district too for supporting this. I know our Vice Mayor Bill Little is here, and so is Mike Morgan. And I'd like to thank them for being here, of course. So I want to present this to Dr. Samakian and the board. It's a certificate of recognition for the Rancho Camapana High School groundbreaking ceremony. And we may not remember what is always going to be said here today, but we are going to definitely remember what's about to be built here. So I want to thank everybody for having a part in this. And this is a really good thing for our city. So thanks for sticking with it and persevering, and let's look to the future here with a big smile on her face. So, Doctor, I'd like to present this to you, and Socorro, Mrs. Hansen. Thank you very much. Thanks for doing this.
On behalf of the Oxnard Union High School Board of Trustees, it is my honor and my privilege, and I am so excited to be able to do this today, to say Haku, Haku, bienvenidos, welcome, and hello. Today's groundbreaking has been years in the making. There were some rough patches, but we never lost faith. We had a promise to keep. My board promised Camarillo a new high school, and today we celebrate a promise kept. Welcome to Rancho Camapana High School. I'd like to thank the friends of the district who believed in us, worked with us, and helped us achieve this goal. Val Raines, Saul Chuligan, Free Board Member John Alamillo, Anna Bevins, and all of you who comprised For All the Kids. Thank you. Under Dr. Davis' leadership, we acquired this land, unified our community, and passed Measure H. Dr. Sumakian leads this new school's building with a very, very ambitious timeline. Thank you, all of you, for joining us today. Enjoy the spectacular sight. Take a moment to envision the Shumash encampment of the past and the era of Don Adolfo Camarillo. And please, please don't trip over the threshold of our new Rancho Camapana High School while you do that. I cannot wait to see you again next year. for the ribbon cutting of this fantastic, fabulous new school that we break ground for today. Thank you.
Nice. So at this time, I would like to ask Mr. Stan Daly, who is the Camarillo Mayor Emeritus, to step up. A former teacher, I believe at Hueneme High School, and I don't know where else he taught, but I'm sure he'll tell us. And we would like to have him share the history and the significance of the Rancho Camapana High School. Thank you, Mr. Daly.
Mayor Kildee, City Council members, President Hanson, board members, City Manager Feng, Superintendent Dr. Samokian, I am truly humbled to be here today. But I feel very comfortable being here today. I should have 3 feet because I've got a boot in 3 areas. I taught for the high school district for 35 years, all at Hueneme High. That takes care of the district. Our citizens, I was born here, so I guess I'm a citizen of Camarillo. And I am your longest serving mayor of the city of Camarillo currently, and longtime council member. So I guess I've got a boot in all 3 areas. That's why I feel very comfortable here today. This occasion reminds me of other great events since I became the first vice mayor of the city of Camarillo in 1964 when we became a city. There have been so many great events in the history of the city of Camarillo that, by the way, we're on our 50th anniversary this year of the city of Camarillo. Very proud of that. I've been truly blessed to be involved in many of these activities, such as the new city offices. That was when I was mayor in 75, 76. Our outlet center coming into fruition. I was mayor at that time. And you know, just 200 yards from here, another great event occurred, and I gave the dedication speech to that in 1974, right that way at our new Pleasant Valley Hospital. We'd never had a hospital in Camarillo. That was a great event for Camarillo. 42 years later, I'm standing before you here today. Praise the Lord. At a miracle, if I might say that, at the groundbreaking of a great new high school, Rancho Camapana. Let's hear it. At the time I was dedicating that building over there, I said to myself, isn't this a great event for Camarillo? Yes, I do talk to myself every once in a while. I just try not to answer. Today I'm saying the same thing. Isn't this a great event for Camarillo? The second high school of Camarillo. And it just didn't happen. Right where we stand today, my father in the early 1920s planted an orchard of walnuts. The trees were still flourishing when I grew up in the 50s here. My father would be so proud today that we're not growing walnuts and strawberries on the land. He would be very proud of the fact that we are going to grow students here. My family has always been such supporters of education. My grandfather, W.P. Daly, and his 2 brothers, C.J. and E.W., served on the Pleasant Valley School District for some 20 years from 1907. My mother in 19 1953 was the chairman of the committee that recommended to the school board that a high school be built in Camarillo. The result was Adolfo Camarillo High School. My sister, Jean B. Daly Underwood, served for 28 years on the high school board and was instrumental in so many of the benefits to the students throughout the district, and especially Camarillo. Today I am so proud of how you, the citizens, and our city council and their staff and the board members and their staff of the high school district came together to bring this miracle to a final event. I am so proud of not only the innovation in teaching methods and technologies that will occur at this new high school, but with the very architecture of the new high school, the new plant, which will blend in so well with our Camarillo feeling. And all for the benefit of our youth.
This is a truly beautiful and wonderful day. The theme of the day seems to be that it takes a village to make a high school, and that is absolutely true. It also takes a commitment. I think, Sakura, you started with the comment that this is about transforming a commitment to the community into a vision, now into a reality. And it has been a team effort every step of the way. I want to say I believe we met with Dr. Sumakian the very first day he started officially working here, and the very first thing he said to us was, you know what the RFP said about opening the high school in 2016? We want to open it in 2015. Can you do it? And I gulped a lot and said, yeah, the hardest part is going to be working on the entitlements, because many high schools in California don't require collaboration and cooperation with the city they're in because they're exempt. This site required collaboration and commitment on the part of the city as well. I also said, how clear is your vision for what the high school wants to be? Is it a standard high school, or is there something special? And Bill Dabbs has already been recognized for leading the Education Spec Committee that turned into our steering committee. I've been in architecture for 35 years plus. We don't want to go into the details. And I will tell you, this was without question the best, the most active, the most engaged committee I have ever worked with. Yeah. The second challenge we faced was really re-earning the trust of the community of Camarillo. Promises had been made, delays had happened. No need to go back through painful history because we have really changed the relationship. I hope that everyone believes that we spent a lot of time listening, changing what we were doing, revising the footprint, being respectful of the value of prime agricultural land, responding to both the city council, the community, and LAFCO in rethinking, not at the expense of the school, quite genuinely to make a better school and to make it more specific to Camarillo. Now we're embarked on the final phase of turning it into a reality. And I'm really excited. And I do want to take a step back and say we couldn't have done it without the assistance of Penfield and Smith and all of our consultants. Architecture is totally a team sport. I see some of the members of my team here. Without Griselda, we wouldn't have gotten through DSA on the day before Christmas holidays so that we could be here on time. Without our team really working as hard as we couldn't have achieved the level of sustainable design that we have. All of these things come into play. Now we're in partnership with SC Anderson and California Construction Management to deliver this on a super fast track. We couldn't have done that without the city's participation at all levels, staff and council members, to get us to the place where we can move forward. I see Rob Corley there. The California Department of Education is also a critical partner in this. And without Rob's help, I wouldn't have understood the hurdles that we were facing. And I think he will tell you that he's amazed that we managed to get here this fast and that we will deliver this high school on time. We will commit to maintaining quality. We're not going to compromise this, but we're going to work in partnership and continue the team effort to deliver a great high school. Thank you.
That school is scheduled, God willing, scheduled to open up in August 2015 for 9th graders and 10th graders. So if your student is currently an 8th grader, they will be attending Rio Mesa High School or Adolfo Camarillo High School, and then they will transfer. Because there's going to be an anticipated large number of interest in Rancho Camapana High School, we also anticipate some form of lottery, because we're only looking at about 200 students who are 9th graders and 200 who are 10th graders. We'll be sending more information in the fall, but anticipate information and a deadline of December 1st for those who, of 2014 for those who will be interested in attending Rancho Camapana High School. We're often asked, what kind of a school is it going to be? Well, I want to make it very, very clear. This is going to be a college-ready A through G school along with a career pathway. We are preparing kids for the 21st century for college and career ready. So they will have rigorous curriculum, and they will also have 3 pathways which the EdSpec committee has worked together on, being entertainment and also digital media would be one, medical and health would be another, and engineering. And we are going to encourage our teachers to apply for these positions, and we want teachers who are ready to move forward in this endeavor. And again, there will be no library at Rancho Camapana High School. Does anybody understand why? Because the library is right there, and they can just literally walk over. So we are going to have a media center where students will be able to conduct research and collaboration. The classroom, and Kate probably didn't mention this, but you know, I know they're all going to be green technology, and we are going to set the standard.
Yes. This is indeed a special day in the history of the Oxnard Union High School District and this great city. Of special importance to me personally and professionally, as has been mentioned, it was my privilege to serve as this school district superintendent when this land was purchased as a site for a new high school, and then in 2004 with the passage of the Measure H school bond, both enabling the Oxnard Union High School District to make this day happen and to commence with the construction of Rancho Camapana High School. The land has been purchased, the funding is available, the designs have been completed, the construction contractors have been identified, the timeline is set. Let's now proceed to build a very special high school serving Camarillo students for many years and generations to come. Thank you for sharing this very special occasion with us.
Good morning. I didn't recognize that we were going to have opportunity to speak. I'll make it brief. I just want to thank all the community members that were part of the committees to bring this to fruition. Kate mentioned how everybody worked together, and I had the privilege to serve on those committees, and it was amazing. The interaction, the cohesiveness of the group to get things to move forward. It was the most phenomenal experience anyone could ever imagine. Creative, smart, dedicated parents, staff members, everybody to our kids. And I'm proud to be here, and it's been my pleasure to serve on this board. And I can't wait for a year and a half when we're all here walking through the front gates. So thank you.
Good morning. During the 2012 elections, I promised that I would push forward on building a new high school in Camarillo. I am proud to be standing in front of you today, participating in this groundbreaking ceremony approximately 16 months after I was elected. One of the first things I realized after taking office is that there were 4 other board members, a superintendent, staff, community, Rancho Camapana Building Committee united and committed to the same thing. Committed to building a school that will provide a unique and innovative learning environment with the goal of preparing the students of Camarillo for college and the 21st century workplace. This school is being built because of the efforts of many, especially those who supported and voted for Measure H in 2004. So thank you again to all who helped pass Measure H. Also, please know that the Oxnard Union High School District is doing everything possible to complete the school so it can open in fall 2015. Lastly, on a personal note, I am excited and thrilled to be part of this day and moving one more step forward on building Rancho Camapana High School. So hand me a shovel, I'm ready to start digging. So thank you.
Good morning. I'm delighted to be here this morning. As a Camarillo resident, my wife Cynthia selected this community many years ago as a nice community to live and raise a family. She was right. You know, this is the beginning of keeping our commitment to the community, but more important, it is an opportunity for us to provide increased opportunities for students in Camarillo. Thank you for being here and thank you for supporting Measure H.
Get one that fits your hand, Gary.
There you go. There's not a chance you're going to dig it. You want me to start these ways?
I think I'm Saul Chuljan, as the last time I looked. And I've been working on this since 1999, and together with a lot of other people. We've made a lot of compromises, but we've ended up with a real nice piece of work, and we're looking forward to seeing it really happen. And thanks all the people who supported this, and even some of the people who didn't support it but are going to benefit from it. That's what's happening.
I'm Anna Bevins, and this is my son Kenneth.
Yay. All right, so there we go. So tell me, why are you here at the Campana opening? You've got kind of two reasons.
Oh,
tell us both.
Gosh, yes. I'm here because my mother Socorro is on the board, and I myself have served on a couple of the committees, including the EdSpecs and the committee to name Rancho Camapana. And so it's very exciting to have the groundbreaking and to really be a part of the journey. And on a secondary note, as a parent, I'm very excited because my son is a 6th grader and
tell us your name and where do you go to school?
My name's Kenneth, and I go to Cape Charter School, and I really like it there. It's fun, and I think it's probably the best school for me, but you know, I have to leave, so.
What about this new high school? You saw the picture up there. What do you think? You think it's going to be pretty cool?
I think it's going to be pretty fun, and yeah.
You're looking forward to it?
I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Mom, tell us, you've been part of it obviously for the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Going back 10 years and, you know, unification and all of it, but having been through all that, I mean, what's really important today? What are you kind of left with since we're here today?
I think that the community has really pulled together, and it's really just about having an awesome educational opportunity and having a new high school in Camarillo. And really just, it's all about the education, and this is such a wonderful location, and the size and the scope. One of the great things is that even though the footprint of the school right now is designed for 750,
right.
the dream is that, and the design is that it can eventually be built out. It can grow till about 2,300 students, and so the planning, I think that that's something that is such a huge part of the school, and that there has been so much planning. You cannot possibly believe, serving in the communities, trying to think about serving on the committees and trying to think about what was going to be happening 10 years out, 20 years out, 40 years out, and sitting in the committees and trying to think about that was just amazing, and trying to think about him and trying to keep that.
Now, you know, obviously it was a contentious time in Camarillo with Pleasant Valley and that whole era, but as you go around town now and you talk to people in Camarillo, do you think a lot of those old wounds are healing now that we actually have a school?
I think so, because I think
it's died down and people are just excited that it's finally here, or it's going to be built.
You know what? People are so, one of the most passionate things you can be is for your children and for education. And so just channeling that into the new high school for Camarillo, it doesn't matter the
Who
past.
builds it?
No,
Right.
no. It honestly, all that matters is just that it's going to be such an amazing school for the community and for the future. Because what's past is past, and the brilliance of what's going to be happening, 50 years from now. Listening to Mr. Daly speak and his opening comments about his history with the community and being able to carry that forward, I think is just huge. I mean, just no matter what has happened in the past, the brilliance and what is so exciting for the potential for the future, and having the school board be so passionate about carrying through the promise. A promise has been kept, and having my mom.
Where is the future? Can you point to it?
Where the future is going to be